All right, now eyewitness account of the IndiGo pilot assault. Russian model recounts the attack that she witnessed on board that flight. Belskaya, right inside that flight, IndiGo flight, spotted this assault and she has spoken out. Exactly what transpired on board that IndiGo flight. The Russian-Indian actress, Evgenia, in fact, she was the eyewitness there and exactly spells out what she saw while on board the Delhi-Goa flight, where several passengers frustrated over a 13-hour delay resulted in one of them actually walking straight up to the captain, punching him right on the face. Shocking cockpit assault that's caught on camera. Angry passenger there punching the IndiGo pilot while an eyewitness narrates what she saw. Let's listen in.
This pilot, he coming and saying like, oh, you guys asking too many questions. Because of you, we missed our line, our turn. And now, because of you, we have to wait more. So actually, he blamed passengers that because of them, they have to wait longer, like, and this delay because of them. So anyway, I think, of course, it's wrong to hit the pilot, 100%. I'm not agreeing with that. But also, why he blaming passengers in this? He's supposed to understand people got fed up. They got so pissed off. Everybody was nervous. So he's supposed to support them. They make them feel more better, not worse.
All right. Now, shocking cockpit assault that was caught on camera. Pilot announcing flight delay, attacked by angry passenger. The shocking act there unfolded when a man wearing a yellow hoodie rushed straight up to the pilot and punched him on the face. Now, this flight was Goa bound, flying off from Delhi, and unprecedented delay, nearly 13 hours late due to thick fog in the national capital. In fact, the crew stopped passengers and broke down as passenger went quite berserk. The unruly passenger, identified as Sahil Kataria, was deboarded eventually by the airline and was handed over to the CISF. An FIR has also been filed against him. He's been booked, in all likelihood, will also be part of the no-fly list. The pilot who was beaten up had replaced the previous crew due to flight duty time limitations after several hours of delay. This is crucial for ensuring the well-being of pilots and flight attendants by mandating adequate rest periods and mitigating fatigue-related safety concerns. Nonetheless, who's to take up responsibility for this unprecedented delay? 13-hour flight delay. Usually never see the airlines taking responsibility for the time lost. No kind of compensation that's given to passengers despite steep flight prices. Clearly that's led to frustration by that passenger assaulting the pilot. Nothing to justify the assault, but yet, looking at the background to this case, the internet surely is divided.
Please, let's not you are lying.
All right, let me cut across to Paulami Saha joining us for more on that. Paulami, let's be clear, there's nothing to justify this assault. It's a physical attack, taking law into his own hands. He must be reprimanded for that. But at the same time, IndiGo Airlines itself being pulled up time and again in the recent past for unprecedented delays. There's nothing to compensate on the passengers lost. Time lost is money lost. You're booking flights so that you reach a place much faster, reach your destination much faster. So who is to blame these kind of delays? There's no actual system in place to address passenger concerns.
Well, Nabila, at the moment we should understand that, for instance, in this case, the delay was caused as a result of the dense fog in Delhi. This was a flight which was to take off at 7:40 a.m. in the morning from Delhi for Goa, 6E2175. It eventually took off 13 hours later at 6 p.m. in the evening. What happens is that because of dense fog and because of low visibility, there's only so much that can happen in terms of arrivals and takeoffs. So, it is restricted. There is, of course, one Cat 3B compliant runway at Delhi airport, and you have to wait for, you basically get into a departure queue of sorts, and then you wait for the visibility to clear up, there being sufficient visibility, and then, of course, based on the sequence, you start taking off. So it obviously causes a backlog and there's a delay, especially because there are landings happening at the same time as well. We suspect that this incident of this unruly behavior also caused some amount of delay as well in the flight eventually taking off. This has been, of course, the situation on the ground because of dense fog conditions in Delhi and at other airports, like we've been pointing out, Kolkata, Bhubaneswar, Guwahati. Yesterday, an IndiGo flight, which in fact took off from Mumbai and was intended to land in Guwahati, couldn't land in Guwahati because of dense fog. Kolkata, it couldn't land. That was not an alternate option that was available. Bhubaneswar, a runway was closed and so had to land in Dhaka in Bangladesh as a result of making an emergency landing because it was already up in the air. So that is the situation on the ground. Nothing, of course, like you pointed out at the start, justifies this sort of passenger behavior, because you can't go charging at the flight crew and assault them because obviously you're upset, you're angry, you've been sitting on the flight for as many hours. We don't know how many hours it had been since they'd boarded their flight, but it was obviously a 13-hour delay. And I understand that it causes a lot of anguish, but that was, of course, the case across, many such airports and many such airlines were facing these sort of delays. Again, that said, there needs to be reprieve for passengers because, like I said, a lot of money is being spent, time is being spent as well, and we need to, of course, prepare ourselves better for these fog-like conditions that are anticipated every winter season. The fact that there are 4 runways at Delhi Airport, 2 of them are Cat 3 compliant, which means that they can have flight operations in low visibility conditions, but one of them had closed in the month of September for recarpeting and maintenance work, and since then hasn't been able to get the clearances in order to, of course, become operational again. There are obviously concerns that have been raised by airport sources saying, because of G20 happening at that point of time, there was some delay in the work as well. And all of this amounted to a lot of delay. So authorities have to answer. Delhi Airport has to answer. Delhi Airport says most of the time the pilots aren't trained to land in Cat 3 conditions as well. So the airlines have to be held responsible as well. Why aren't all their pilots, of course, equipped to land in Cat 3 conditions and low visibility conditions? Many factors and many stakeholders that are responsible for the situation. So we are awaiting a response from the ministry, from the DGC as to what exactly is being done, because this can become a yearly feature.
Precisely why my question, it's not as if fog does not happen. It's literally a yearly phenomenon. During this time, the month of January, Feb, starts from December itself. And annually, you have issues like fog disrupting flight operations, but this kind of delay, a flight that was due to take off at 7:30 a.m. right in the morning, eventually took off at 6 p.m., not before that assault happened. So nothing justifies the assault, but really airlines must get their act together. Whoever responsible here should know the time is precious. If passengers are paying that kind of money, steep prices, especially through the holiday season, to book their flight, then they should be answerable. Thanks very much, Paulami, for joining us. Let's hope a system now comes into place. Delhi Airport responds finally to India Today on flight delays.